In a small, quiet city, the day began as it always did, in perfect stillness. The streets, lined with ancient stone buildings, narrow alleyways, and colorful facades, seemed to tell stories of generations long past. The peacefulness was almost tangible, as if the city had been frozen in time. For most of the people living there, it was a place of simplicity. The daily routine was predictable: morning walks, quiet cafes, and friendly conversations in the squares. But beneath that calm surface, the city held something far deeper and more mysterious, something only a few knew about. It was early morning, the sun barely beginning to rise, and Luka, a young man who had recently moved to the city, walked through the narrow streets. He had only been living there for a few months, and though he had grown accustomed to the serenity, he could never shake the feeling that there was something hidden beneath it all. The city was peaceful, yes, but it felt as though it was waiting for something or someone. As Luka walked, his footsteps echoed in the quiet streets, the soft crunch of leaves beneath his boots the only sound breaking the silence. He knew he was getting close to the Whispering Pages, the city's oldest bookstore. It was tucked away in a forgotten alley, overshadowed by the tall, ancient buildings that seemed to guard it from the world. Luka had passed by the store a few times before, but it had always seemed so ordinary. The dusty windows, the faded sign, and the heavy wooden door that rarely opened were enough to make anyone think it was just another old shop. But there was something about it that felt different. The locals spoke of it in hushed tones, as if it was something special, but no one ever said why. Everyone knew about it, yet few ever visited. Luka had always been intrigued, but it wasn't until that particular morning, when the doors of the store were unexpectedly wide open, that his curiosity got the better of him. Without thinking, he stepped inside. The air in the bookstore was thick with the smell of old paper and leather. It was quiet inside. The only sounds were the soft creak of the wooden floorboards beneath his feet and the faint rustling of pages. The shelves were crammed with books of every size, some ancient, others newer, but worn with age. There was a sense of timelessness here, as though the store had existed for centuries, preserving the knowledge and secrets of the past. Luka wandered through the aisles, his fingers brushing the spines of books that seemed to call out to him, beckoning him closer. He had no idea what he was looking for, but something was pulling him forward, deeper into the heart of the store. That was when he noticed the table at the back of the store. On it lay an old book, its cover adorned with strange, unfamiliar symbols that seemed to shift and change when he looked at them. It was unlike anything he had ever seen before. It wasn't just a book, it felt alive. There was something magnetic about it, something that seemed to draw him in despite the warning signs his instincts were sending him. Luka approached the table slowly, his heart racing. He reached out, his fingers brushing the cover, and as soon as he touched it, a strange sensation washed over him. The room seemed to vibrate, the air becoming charged with energy. The book began to tremble in his hands, and for a brief moment, Luka thought he saw the pages rustling on their own. It was as if the book was calling to him, urging him to open it. And so, without thinking, he did. As soon as the first page turned, the world around him seemed to change. The air became thick with whispers, voices that seemed to come from nowhere, swirling around him like a gust of wind. Luka felt the ground beneath his feet shift, and the walls of the bookstore seemed to close in on him. He tried to move, but his body felt heavy, as if the very fabric of the world had altered. The book was pulling him deeper into its secrets, and then everything stopped. The whispers faded, the room grew still, and the door to the bookstore slammed shut behind him. Luka was trapped. He spun around, his eyes darting around the now empty room. The familiar shelves of books seemed to loom over him, their once comforting presence now oppressive and foreboding. He turned back to the table, his breath quickening, and that was when he saw him. A figure emerged from the shadows, an older man with long white hair and a beard that seemed to be made of ancient wisdom itself. His eyes gleamed with an unsettling calm, as if he knew everything that was about to happen. Luka froze, unable to speak. The man smiled softly, as if this moment had been waiting for him all along. He walked toward Luka slowly, his footsteps silent on the wooden floor. "You found it," the man said, his voice gentle but firm. "I've been waiting for you." Luka didn't know how to respond. He didn't even know what to ask. All he knew was that the book in his hands was no ordinary book, and the man standing before him was no ordinary person. The man continued, "This book is more than just a collection of words. It is a guide, a map to the forgotten parts of this city, the parts that have been hidden for centuries. It reveals the truths that have been buried beneath the surface, secrets that are kept from ordinary people. You are here because you have been chosen to uncover them." Luka shook his head, still in disbelief. "What do you mean? What secrets?" The man's eyes twinkled with a knowing look. "The city you see is not the city you think you know. Beneath its quiet streets, beneath the facades of ordinary buildings, there are hidden passages, forgotten streets, and long-lost places. This book will guide you to them, but only if you're willing to accept the truth." Luka's mind was racing. This was madness. And yet, the weight of the book in his hands, the energy in the room, the very air around him, made it impossible to dismiss. He could feel the truth resonating deep within him, even though he didn't fully understand it. The man stepped closer, his voice now a whisper. "There are others, those who have come before you, who have uncovered these secrets. And now it is your turn. The city is not just a place to live, it is a living thing, full of history, full of mystery. And you are the one who will uncover its hidden heart." For the next few hours, the man explained everything. He spoke of the city's origins, how it was built atop layers of ancient ruins, each layer holding a different chapter of history. He spoke of the hidden paths, the underground tunnels, the forgotten buildings that only those who knew the city's secrets could access. Luka learned that the city was not as peaceful as it seemed. It was a place filled with layers of forgotten knowledge waiting to be uncovered. As the sun began to set, Luka was ready. With the book in hand and a new sense of purpose, he joined a small group of others who had been chosen before him. Each of them had a role to play. Each of them had uncovered part of the city's secret. Together, they set out into the night, ready to explore the hidden places, ready to reveal the forgotten history of the city. They began with an old bridge on the edge of town, one that no one had used in years. It was covered in ivy, its stone surface weathered by time. But Luka and his new companions knew that the bridge was more than just an old relic. It was the entrance to a hidden world beneath the city, a world that had been sealed away for centuries. As they crossed the bridge, they stepped into the unknown, into the heart of the city's deepest secrets. And so Luka's journey began. The city, once a peaceful, quiet place, now revealed itself to Luka in all its mysterious glory. Beneath its streets and buildings, it was a living, breathing entity, filled with stories and wonders that had been forgotten by time. And Luka, with the guidance of the book, would uncover them all. In the days that followed, Luka and his companions continued to explore the hidden corners of the city, uncovering lost places, forgotten histories, and secrets that had been buried for generations. Each discovery brought them closer to understanding the true nature of the city. A city that was not just a place to live, but a place to be explored, a place to uncover the mysteries of the past and present. The city was quiet, as it always had been, but now Luka understood that it was only quiet on the surface. Beneath that silence lay a world of wonder and danger, waiting to be discovered. And as Luka looked out over the city one last time, he knew that his journey had only just begun. The city still held many secrets, and it was his job to uncover